call the June 9th Addison Township Zoning Board of Appeals to order. It is now 6 o'clock, and if we could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everybody. Our first matter would be to do a roll call.
Okay. Ed Brakefield.
Yes?
Jason Ambler, absent excused. Tony Spina, absent. Vice Chair Smith, absent excused. Chair DeWitt.
Here.
And Phil Marshall.
Here. Okay, the next item on our agenda would be approval of tonight's agenda.
I'll make that motion to approve the agenda as written.
I'll second that motion.
If we have a roll call vote.
Chair DeWitt.
Yes.
Ed Brakefield.
Yes?
Phil Marshall.
Yes.
Okay. Our next item would be approval of the May 12th, 2022 minutes.
I'll make that motion, we approve the minutes as written.
I'll second that.
Any discussion on the minutes or any changes? None? Do you have a roll call vote approving the minutes as presented?
Chair DeWitt.
Yes.
Ed Brakefield.
Yes?
Phil Marshall.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, the next item on our agenda tonight is case number 22-4. The applicant is Dr. Surendra and Dr. Jayashree Kawala. Sorry if I butchered that. Applicant's parcel address is 679 Gravel Ridge. The applicant's parcel ID is 05.22.301.001. Zoning is suburban farms. The applicants are seeking a variance of the Township of Addison Code of Ordinances Appendix A, Code of Ordinances Article 13, Lake Lot District Overlay, Section 13.03.1. And the record could reflect that Mr. Spina is now in attendance. Okay. Continuing on with the application of tonight's case, the applicants are requesting a 35-foot variance from the 50-foot setback. The system is proposed 15 feet from the lake on the north side and a 34-foot variance. The system is proposed a 16-foot variance from the lake on the south side for placement of an on-site sewage disposal system. 13.03.3 septic system shall be located a minimum 100 feet from the lake and shall be designed so as to drain away from the lake and its watersheds and its tributaries and any wells. The 100-foot setback may be reduced to not less than 50 feet, provided that an applicant submits to the township an approved on-site wastewater treatment system permit issued by the Oakland County Health Division or any replacement entity. And the applicant seeks an appeal of administrative decisions from the building official decision. Tonight is our deliberation meeting. The public hearing was held last month, so there won't be any more comments from the public. Generally though, I'd like for the applicant to briefly address the ZBA if they have any more additional comments that they want to make about their application, or anything of that nature.
Yeah, remain seated.
Sure.
This is first of all, I'm Jeff Lee, one of the Koala's lawyers. The system that is unsafe has been there for 60 plus years. Regardless of the ordinance, as in any nonconformity, it's grandfathered in and can remain in place. But it's unhealthy, and they went to the health department to design a new system. Mike Powell was here last month. He went through step by step and stage by stage of how this septic system works. It's probably, when it gets installed, it'll be the best septic system, certainly on Lakeville Lake, all around. There isn't going to be a septic system that will treat water and treat waste any better than this one, so it's a state of the art. So, as the chair indicated, we are asking for the variances from the distances required by the ordinance, and also appealing the administrative decision. One of the sections of the Township Ordinance, Section 420, says that any system that's presented has to comply with all the requirements of the health department when it creates neither a nuisance nor pollutes a stream or lake or water supply. We've demonstrated that. This system was approved by the health department, incorporated into a consent judgment, and we'd just like to have it approved tonight. The variance is approved tonight, or the administrative decision reversed. Thank you.
Does the board have any questions or any other comments of the applicant?
I don't.
I'm good. All right. Tonight, I'm going to make the proposed motion on the application.
Okay, the chair wasn't supposed to make them.
Well, I checked with Mr. Davis and.
Because we're short of people.
Yes, I've been cleared on that.
Bless.
Okay, I had the same question.
Okay.
So, my motion is that we approve the variance as requested with the conditions that I'll read into the record. The motion's based, the applicant has, based on the following facts, the records and materials presented by the applicant. The applicant has demonstrated unusual property conditions that support the variances. The applicant has provided an alternate technology that is presented by a well-qualified expert that shows the septic matters can be properly managed with the variances requested in place. The applicant has also demonstrated that the variances sought are the minimum variances required to meet the objectives of the technology presented. I move that the following conditions be part of the variances being granted. Each condition is mandatory. Each condition must be recorded against the property. Each condition must run with the property. Number one, that the decision to grant the variances be reduced to a writing that is in a recordable form and approved by the township attorney. That recordable document shall grant the variances and set forth all the conditions. That the recorded variances approval have, as an exhibit, incorporated in full by reference the consent judgment dated July 27, 2018, and Circuit Court Case Number 18-165-551-AA, known as the consent judgment. All of the terms, provisions, and conditions in the consent judgment are adopted as conditions to this variance approval. That the applicant shall comply at all times with all conditions set forth in the consent judgment, being 4 pages. That the applicant at all times shall comply fully and completely with all terms and conditions contained in any permit issued by the County of Oakland or its successors or signs, including but not limited to permit number 100-20-000, that's 4 zeros, 39, issued on November 10, 2020, and attached by reference to the consent judgment. That the variance approval shall run with the property at issue. That no modifications, changes, or alterations to the property, to the proposed technology shall be made without the prior written consent of the township. That the applicant shall at all times comply with all provisions of the consent judgment. That the applicant shall provide a copy of the recorded documents as set forth herein to the township with 60 days and hereafter to any future buyer, lessee, or any other person the applicant allows to occupy the property. That any and all septic waste or septic cleanout material be managed by a fully licensed and insured service provided, licensed to manage and transport septic waste. That all persons and equipment used in the installation of the septic system be insured with certificates of insurance to be presented to the township to review prior to any site work. That's my motion. with all the conditions. There's 10 of them.
I would like to make a second on that motion.
Okay. Any discussions on our motion? Okay.
Now, how much difference?
And now we need a roll call vote to approve or deny the motion. A yes vote is for approval of the motion, no vote is to deny the variance.
Tony Spina,
Yes.
Ed Brakefield,
Yes.
Phil Marshall,
Yes.
Chair DeWitt.
Yes. Okay, motion passes, your variance is granted with those 10 conditions.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is there a copy prepared of your motion that I could get tonight? So I can start working on the...
Yeah, I'll get
Or
you.
they could email it to me tomorrow, it's fine.
Right, maybe that should come through the township offices and Mr. Davis. I'll communicate with him and make sure that gets.
I want to jump on it before a month goes by when you approve the minutes, so if I can
Right,
get a copy.
I understand. I understand.
Because we have razor thin time left, for.
Our son's getting married, we want to do something there.
I'm sorry.
Our son is
Getting married in
we want to-
August, and we are waiting something to happen on that island.
Okay, good.
August, so we have to get.
And that will be a most beautiful spot in Addison Township.
Okay.
I can't promise you permits will be issued. Some people say they'll be issued tomorrow or the next day. That's not necessarily the case. The last case last month was calling me up complaining that it wasn't done right away. Don't call me, call the township.
I sat where you sat, so.
Okay?
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Thank you, guys made our day.
Well, good. Congratulations on the wedding. That's great.
I brought my cheering section.
Maybe you are lucky.
I got distracted from that lady who came.
I went from
See,
one
told you,
corner
last
of Oakland County to
No,
the
he's taking the-
furthest corner possible.
Down in South Lyon, huh?
But it was not quite West Bloomfield, but close enough.
We have to start charging fuel allowances.
Right.
That's what I said.
Good.
Hope you don't have to see you.
Good night. Good night.
All right, our other business, well, this is our chance for a public forum, not on the cases, but in any general matters before the ZBA.
I do. Lawrence Smith's wife passed. It's on a website where you can go. I think the funeral's on the 10th, I believe we all know. But for the record, Lawrence Smith's wife had passed away, and her funeral's on June the 10th, and it can be, if you go to the Addison Township website, I'm sure there's instructions on how you can make a donation to the Smith family in one way or the other. That's it.
Anybody else? There's no other members of the public present, so we'll close the public forum. Next item of business would be correspondence received by the ZBA. I know of none.
None?
Next item will be zoning board reports. I don't have any report. Anybody else? Okay. Report of the planning commission liaison, that would be excused this month because Lawrence Smith is our planning commission liaison. And next item would be a motion for adjournment.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. Any discussion?
To discuss the vote.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion to adjourn is passed.